daughter was missing. He's not sure how long she's been gone, and the screen was bursted.
Stunning new developments emerge in the search for the missing 10-month-old, snatched from her own crib.
Our 2 other boys are waiting for her, please. Just drop her off anywhere.
A FBI cadaver dog made a positive hit for the scent of a dead body inside the bedroom of baby Lisa's mother.
A hit means the dog got the scent of a deceased human.
Surveillance camera footage from a nearby grocery store that shows Deborah Bradley walking in with a friend.
They had a box of wine, some baby wipes.
At one point, Deborah Bradley was walking out of the store smiling.
New surveillance video could bring police one step closer to finding 11-month-old baby Lisa.
A mystery man spotted shortly after the young child disappears from her crib.
He had the baby in his arms, and he had the baby's head kind of like this. So we just kind of seen the baby's arm, and then the leg was down here.
The dumpster fire, Vinny, the dumpster fire was right here. Here's baby Lisa's home. There was another sighting around 2 o'clock of a man going between 2 homes, which were with a baby. And then right down the hill, this is where the dumpster fire was.
The question is, was this an abduction with the parents completely uninvolved, or is the abductor somehow associated with the parents and we're all covering for each other?
6 months ago today, baby Lisa Irwin vanished from her Kansas City home. Are we any closer to finding her? Early on, her mother, Deborah Bradley, admitted to drinking the night she put little baby Lisa down to sleep. But to this day, insists her baby was snatched from her crib. 6 months ago, we saw surveillance video of mom buying a box of wine that day at Festival Foods. Then months of wild speculation fueled by Irwin's neighbors coming out, talking about a mystery man walking the neighborhood that night, carrying a baby, wearing only a diaper. Then what looked like a freshly grainy surveillance video from a BP station not too far away, showing a shadowy figure walking near the Irwin neighborhood. Then, police arrested John Tanko, also known as Jersey, a handyman seen in the neighborhood the night that she disappeared. But he was never charged with anything related to baby Lisa's disappearance. It's been 6 months with no arrests, no solid leads, and for her parents, nearly 6 months of silence. Where is baby Lisa? Joining me, my colleague and friend, a correspondent from our sister network, Jim Spellman, who has been on the case since day one. And Jim and I spent time in Kansas City trying to figure out this case. So, Jim, are we any closer to finding baby Lisa?
In a word, Mike, unfortunately, no. You know, it's been such an unbelievable 6 months for everybody in the community, but especially people in the family there. Now, as you mentioned, Deborah Bradley, Jeremy Irwin, the parents, we haven't heard from them since they appeared on the Dr. Phil show a couple of months ago. But the extended family, it's really impacting them as well. Ashley Irwin is the sister of Jeremy Irwin. She's baby Lisa's aunt. She exclusively gave me a statement marking this 6-month anniversary and what they've been going through. Here's an HLN producer presenting part of that statement.
At the 6-month mark, it really hits home just how long she's been gone. I find myself reflecting on the missed milestones and life events. Her first birthday, the first Christmas she would have been able to actively participate in, family dinners on birthdays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter this upcoming weekend. I envision a very different child than the one she was on October 3rd. I'm sure she's running around and talking really well, has long hair, and maybe it's even a little bit darker now. I think she's probably very active. I imagine she's eating all sorts of different foods, exploring and learning. I think about how adorable she would be in a little Easter dress and think about Mother's Day around the corner, and it breaks my heart. The lack of information is difficult to accept, but we keep hoping and praying for a miracle.
Jim, you know, we listened to that statement, and the family, they are concerned. And when we were out there, you know, we saw a number of times they would come out and talk, not the parents, but the relatives. But there's so many players in this case. Where is Jersey right now? Is he still locked up, or what's his status?
Yeah, he was locked up for an unrelated thing, basically involving stealing a car. They call it tampering with an automobile. He took a plea deal for 5 years. Just a couple of days ago, Mike, he was transferred from the local jail to the state jail. Another figure, a guy named Dane Greathouse, who was, our best information is he had the phone the night that phone calls were made from phones that were stolen the same night that Lisa disappeared. He was arrested in an unrelated event in a stabbing. He's in jail right now awaiting a trial on that case. So one by one, these figures have kind of, moved on. Megan Wright, the pink-haired girl we heard from so much, she's moved to Springfield. I interacted with her today. Everything's spreading out. All of that is making it seemingly less likely that the police have anybody right in front of them that's going to give them any real answers.
Just two days after baby Lisa was reported missing, we heard from Deborah Bradley. Take a listen to this.
Just change her, put fresh clothes on her and get her ready for bed and give her bottle, and I made sure her binky was in her crib in case she needed it, and she sleeps with her Barney, and she sleeps with her glowworm and her blanket, and that was it.
Jim, that was October 6th, 2 days after little baby Lisa was reportedly snatched from her crib. Her parents, though, have not spoken to law enforcement since October 8th. 2 days after this, 4 days after she went missing, nothing from her parents.
That's right. I spoke with the Kansas City Police Department yesterday. They had a few limited interactions with the family to get specific information. They tell me it hasn't yielded anything of value, and they still want at any time to speak to these two parents separately without restrictions so they can ask them all the things they need to do for this investigation. Mike, they've tracked down over 1,500 leads, but they're getting less every month. Last month, only 11 leads came in. They want to run a lot of that material by the parents. But listen to this, Mike. If they stop getting leads and they've tracked down all the leads they have, this becomes a cold case. And for everybody that's pulling to get baby Lisa home, for that miracle that Ashley Irwin is hoping for, they need this to not become a cold case. They need new information, and the police tell me, as they've told me every day since my first conversation with them, they need to speak to the parents.
And Jim, when you and I were out there right the day before we left, there was somebody outside putting up these posters, to find little baby Lisa. But you know what? It was not her mom or dad. Have we seen her mom and dad out at all? Had they spoken to local media there? Or had they just not said a word?
Some local media went and knocked on their door one time, and they gave them kind of a no comment at the door, and that's it. And there are reporters there that are part of that community that are ready to talk to them and help find baby Lisa at any time. And look, Mike, there's a lot of indications here of people that are not Deborah Bradley and not Jeremy Irwin being involved with this. But frankly, without them coming and speaking and answering these questions, tough questions, but without answering them, it's hard to get people in the community on their side. It's hard to get people in the community there to really be part of trying to help bring them back if they don't feel like the parents themselves are helping.
Jim Spellman, correspondent from CNN, I know you'll be keeping this out in front, and so will I.